Howdy there, fellow PoE YouTube enjoyers. Today is the update on the Arc Spark Mage build that we have been working on, and we are going to update you on how to truly go your full Super Saiyan, where you can drop everything and go ahead and fill the absolutely full room with sparks. And then you will be able to blink and shield charge back and keep on going. If you stay all the way to the very end of this video, we have something very special on the skill tree to show you how to efficiently maximize your curses and your damage at the same time to use both weapon set skill points here. Please stay all the way to the end and like and subscribe. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to do a little bit about the leveling, and then we're going to jump into a map and we're going to show you exactly what we can do in the tier 15 maps. To start off with leveling, I'm going to give you a little bit and then we're going to refer you back to the other video. You start with Spark, and then you go ahead and throw in, when you get your first support gem, you will get Arcane Tempo. This is basically, you'll throw a bunch of projectiles and you'll be clearing out the room. Your second ability, you'll go ahead and get Arc, and this is basically you're shooting a little lightning through the air and you're hitting targets harder than the Spark would. Your third ability you could get would be Flame Wall, and you'll throw down a flame wall and then you'll shoot it through it, and it will have little flame projectiles that attach to it, making it so you do extra damage. As you go through, you get your first spirit gem. I would recommend Raging Spirits, and go ahead and put in, when you get your next spirit, put in Minion Instability. This is after you finish the first set of the game, and go into Feeding Frenzy as well. After that, your Arc will be, the second playthrough will be your main damage dealer. You will have Arc Mage at that point, and this will make it so your Arc will bounce more times, dealing increased damage as well. You also have Conductivity, which will lower their lightning resistance, and as you get through the last act, and you start moving on to maps, you will also start picking up Storm of Orbs, and we will put Mana Font of Mana inside of that, increasing the mana that you regen while you're standing inside of it. And you will also get Archmage when you completely finish the game, increasing your damage done with all of your non-channeling abilities based off of your max mana. As you get further into it and you start doing more maps, you will drop your offhand. In the beginning, you will look for plus all level spells, just as this wand has here. So if you get an early life sprig, you could get lucky and have +3 all skills. This will help you very much in the early levels, as well as you can get it on your offhand. As you start getting through the game, you might end up with a ward, which is alright. As you start getting your talent tree, you will end up possibly with a ward, and that's fine. I just now switched to a shield, and the reason why is because they had a huge update where block chance has a chance to also increase or block spells. So this is a shield that I've just now picked up, and basically it makes you a lot more tanky. The reason why all of our spells really work together, you will understand when we start going over the spell tree and all of the gear. But for now, let's go ahead and throw in a map, and we'll just jump right in there. Let me go ahead and put some of these things away. My bank's a mess. Go ahead and excuse it. We'll keep that, and we'll keep some of these other things. We will throw these gems in there. And this is the one we'll go ahead and throw in there. Tier 15 map. I will say I have not done many 15s. This will be one of the first. We'll go ahead and do a +1, because I haven't even done a +2 yet, so not sure how hard it will be. But as we go through this, I will explain all of what's happening and how you can increase your damage as you go through. We'll also go over the spell tree while I'm finishing up the map. So right now, as you see, I'm just going to fill the room. And I can go ahead and drop this down. This is just my offhand weapon. It gives me an extra damage boost, and it does actually increase your teammates. So if you're playing in a team, they'll be very happy for you. they'll be appreciative. I do drop the mana orb often, the little lightning storm orb of storms that increases my mana. So if you're having big mana problems, just make sure you're dropping that and you'll be fine. Now if you get locked into a position where you say that there's too many monsters, that's where you'll drop the storm like this, your mana tempest, and that will make it so you should be able to clear basically everything in the room almost instantly. Now like I said, this is my first 15 plus, and apparently I've done other 15 pluses, but I'm pretty sure it was 14s with a plus on it. I didn't know that those counted. So as we're going through this, like I said, conductivity, this is the ability that will reduce their lightning resistance. We do have blink as well on the staff. So when we're throwing conductivity, you'll throw it down and then you'll be able to blink. And then we also have shield charge. See, I throw down the lightning and everything's cleared out. When I throw down mana tempest, everything in front of me gets extra lightning. This thing's a boss, so we'll go ahead and throw our conductivity on it. We'll throw down our orb. We'll throw down our mana tempest. And she's dead. Keep on going. Throw down the orb, because we're just looking for mana here. Not really too worried about damage, it's just a bunch of white monsters. Well, go ahead and throw down our storm. So when you get backed up, you throw it down. You should be fine. As for the build, we'll start with, we'll work on the gear at the end, but for now, we are going to start with Spark. We have Arcane Tempo, Persistence, Rising Tempest, and Inspiration. Rising Tempest is one that it did get changed, and we're not 100% sure. It gives 12% damage. It is nice. You could also try Mobility, which makes it so you can cast and move a little quicker. Not preferably. And Acceleration would definitely be the last one that I will put on right here. At this point, when you are doing 15s, I will definitely recommend you at least have your 4. You need to have Inspiration, or else you'll have huge mana problems. I was trying it before and I was doing 14s just fine, but preferably at this time, I would also recommend you have your quality on the Gem of Spark as well as the Gem of Archmage. This just makes it way more efficient, and you know how it is around here. In this game, if all the numbers aren't lined up, then you're not doing enough and you're not clearing the maps. It's just the way the game is built. We don't all choose it. They chose it, so we just follow the rules around here. So as you can see, I can clear with Arc as well, which is just like, if I see a heavier monster, then I will go ahead and put Arc down, or I will shoot a couple arcs. It shoots slow, but it hits very heavy. And if I drop this, it's even heavier, so I will go back through and pick everything up, but we're just going to keep moving so we can finish this and finish the video. The last thing I will say, as you're working on your gear, there are a couple of uniques that we will talk about. They do have giant spikes at some points, but you can clear basically up to 14s with relatively cheap gear, I would say. The next spell that I will say we need to make sure we have is Orb of Storms. This, like I said, make sure we have Mana Font in it, and that will give you increased mana regen. As well as Lightning Exposure. So this gives it so Lightning Exposure can go past the lightning resistance threshold, as well as exposure applied is increased by 30%, which will be Strip Away. Just keep on clearing. So like I said, we can go ahead and, well, usually what I do is I just kind of fill the room in front of me. Just clear it out. Typical run through the map. And if you could get him into a hallway, I mean, it's bouncing back and forth in the hallway. It's going to shred everything in that hallway. As we're clearing, let's talk about the next gem. Our arc. To make it sure it's doing the maximum damage, we're going to have controlled destruction. This is going to get rid of our crits, but we're just looking to hit very hard with this, as well as elemental focus for 25% more elemental damage. And the last one, we're going to go ahead and slow it down even more by consider casting. It's going to do 15% less casting, but 40% more damage. So that way we're able to clear the large monsters that get in the way. It will arc still. It won't arc as far unless you have the Mana Tempest out, but you'll realize that at the end of the day you don't even really need Mana Tempest at this point unless you feel like you really want to clear everything out in front of you and there's a lot of monsters to be able to make sure that this is flying. Ooh, a little strong box. Let's go ahead and grab something to enchant this real quick if we don't already have it yet. I doubt we have it because I haven't picked up anything. Always stay away from things dying, you never know, they're all looking to explode on you. Alright. Let's make a portal. That guy will still be there when we make it back. As we're getting this, next thing, Mana Tempest. As I said, this is one that you don't really use a whole lot at this point. When you're going through the arc phase, you will use this a whole bunch. But we go ahead and put Premeditation, which will empower the damage even more. And also Murderous Intent, which will just give us an execute when they get low. With the strongbox, we're gonna go ahead and just throw Regal. I'm not like, you know, out here balling yet, but you'll see. I mean, we're working on some things as well, so you'll see the necklace. We'll throw this on real quick. Sorry, my fingers are fat. All right. Summons volatile crabs, guarded by 2 magic monsters, tons of good loot. Wow, we should throw. Dude, you know what? We'll get risky for the video. How many are we throwing? We'll throw 2. 2 Exiles onto this little chest here, and hopefully we get something lucky. Please give me the... What is that? Belt. We're 300 Exile. Let me get one of those. Bingo. Ooh yeah, more quality. Oh my gosh. Alright, here we go. So basically we're just going to drop our orb, drop our sigil of power. Now we're going to start filling the room. And then once everything starts coming, we'll actually go ahead and drop down the Mana Tempest. Make sure we're dodging the little explosions. And it is scary because you'll see your shield jumping, but it's not that big a deal because in this build you also have your mana as a shield as well. So if you start seeing your energy shield getting low, you have plenty of time to just go ahead and let your mana charge back up. Alright, is this guy gonna die over here? Hold on. Hey, how's it going, guys? Alright, what'd we get? Oh, it actually doesn't look like anything too good. Hey, there's a heavy belt, though. We almost got what we asked for, the headhunter. Alright, I can't see this guy. Buddy, just fall up. Oh, wait, that guy had all the juice in him, or what? A Jinbara, Orb Transformation. Yeah, we'll come back. Alright, next ability will be Conductivity. We're going to go ahead and make sure we have Heightened Curse to make sure it lasts, has a higher effect, as well as Focus Curse, which makes it so it has less of a delay. As you first pick it up, you'll see that it's kind of a little slow to come off. As you see, mine goes off a little faster. That's from that focus delay. So see, there's a bunch of monsters here, so I'm going to go ahead and throw down the Mana Tempest. Make sure we're seeing our loot. Archmage, this is from your spirit once you get 100 spirit. And the last 2 that we're going to have will be Shield Charge. This one you want to make sure you get a lower level gem, something that you can handle the strength with, as well as Blink. This will be a spirit gem. I don't know what the difference in level of spirit gem really means, but Just any level spirit gem, you should have plenty of int on that. So once again, I'm just casting, and this shield is blocking, and I'm living. Oh, too many monsters. Go ahead and drop down my mana tempest. Oh. Go ahead and blink away. Like I said, I'm usually just trying to fill the room in front of me. The thing that's on me is like, you know, it should be dying already. Now if it's a yellow, oop, are we dead? Like I said, this is not my 10 million, 15. We could die on this. I'm not a hardcore or anything, but those lightning storms were really getting me. Alright. We're really not getting anything here. Let's keep her moving. So when it comes to a boss like this, typically what you want to do is drop down your sigil, drop down your orb, drop down the debuff, the conductivity on them, and then go ahead and drop down the mana tempest. And as you can see, you could two-shot bosses or anything that does become a problem. But if you want to just keep clearing, preferably without dying, and getting a level 18 spirit gem. Remember, I still have a mana shield, and I don't have CI currently because I have this chest piece, but I will tell you at one point you do end up with CI, so you won't have any life and you will only be mana shield in this build at some point. Currently this chest piece does keep me alive quite often. So as you see, the 15 shouldn't be much of a problem. Let's go clear up these last couple. So as we're wrapping it up, let's go ahead and start explaining some of the tree. When I use my second ability, my second item, it is a staff that gives me the sigil of power. Now you can get plus all spells on this as well, which will increase your sigil, and that's when we drop down this right here. After that, you can also blink, but only when you're on this weapon. When you're back onto your normal weapon, which it can automatically switch, you can then charge with your shield. Otherwise, you're just rolling most of the time. But anytime you pull out this weapon, you can blink. Next up, whenever you pull out your weapon for putting down your sigil, you also have your weapon out for this. To increase your curses on your conductivity, we have a build inside of the tree that you will see here soon. I will say, you got to get used to the blink, because that is new. Ooh, this guy's lightning resist, perfect. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and curse him. We're going to drop down our mana. Ooh, he's tanky, boy. Big man. And he regens life. Make sure we get away because he's going to explode. There he goes. Alright, off to the last guy. After we kill this guy, we'll go ahead and explain all of the talent tree, and that'll be the end of the video. If you have any questions, please go ahead and drop them in the comments. I will try to answer absolutely any questions that I can. The build we will try to keep expanding, so if you have any recommendations as for anything, I would love to hear it as well. Hey, maybe there's me a new one. There's another guy all the way up here. Alright, well, time to travel the whole map. So while we're traveling this map, we will start off with the talent points. I want to say that there are talent points for leveling that are different for after leveling. So please refrain to the last video for any of the talent points starting off, so that way you can maximize your damage. If you don't, you will have problems with damage more than likely in the beginning before you get your ascendances. Once you have your third ascendance, you should be fine to change into a shield and start getting more defensive items as well as the defensive ascendancy. Alright, this is the last guy. So finish my 15s. There we go. Alright. So now that we have finished the last of our 15 maps, let's go ahead and go over exactly how our talent tree runs and how both weapons are being used. In the beginning, you will end up changing. You started on this left side here. We're going to go ahead and get rid of all of this left side, and we are going to shift over to the right side. We're going to pick up all of the talent points up to here, and then we're going to go over to the left, and we are going to swoop this right here, where we get increased maximum energy shield. And as well as go ahead and grab this jewel, because I do believe the jewels have inherent value. So I grabbed that jewel there. My jewels are not the best, but I will show you what all of the best gear to search is at the end. It will be linked down below. But we go ahead and go up this way. We grab our energy shield. We get our arcane surge, and we start going to grab this jewel as well as going over towards where we have our shield. Now this is where it differs, and if you click up here in the very top right, there will be weapon set 1 and weapon set 2. Weapon set 1 will be set for your abilities that do damage. Your arc, your spark, your orb, and your shield, as well as your mana tempest. Everything else will be set to weapon 2. You will see the green path is weapon 2. And how to do that is you just click on this arrow over here. So first off, for the weapon 1, if you see any point that's not red or green, it is for both. So we do end up with Mind Over Matter. After we drop our chest piece, we will end up with Chaos Inoculation. We also end up with Preservation to increase the effect of our how far our spark can go. We get Patient Barrier for increased energy shield, Ingenuity for increased intellect, Pure Power for increased lightning damage per intellect. This is only with your shield and weapon though. All the rest of these, as you see, anything that is not red will be with with both weapons. Now if it is red, starting over here, we will go down and we will pick up all the way to where each block chance increases our damage. So that's where, when it comes to our shield, the most important role is increased block chance, because right now I have 42 increased damage off of just that shield. And as you see, this is red only. Over here as well, we will get red only, going up to get the lightning damage. I am level 87 to get all these points, so you will need level 87 to get absolutely all of these. This one here as well, you will get only as red. And this one here is the last one that you will get only as red. Increased projectile speed for skills, for spell skills. Now as for the second weapon, if you click up here in the top right once again on 2, it will make it so it is green. So see, I can now take these out. If I went to old Sun at the village, the green ones are all for the second weapon set, for your curse as well as your sigil of power. So we're going to get, as you can see, it is lit up now. Down here in the right, Faded End, as well as come down in the middle, right here off of this one, come around and make a half circle, increase curse duration, lingering whispers, increase effective curses by 10%, master of hexes, reduce the curse's duration but increase the effect of curses, and that'll be it for the second weapon. And now how to make sure that your spells are on each correct weapon. You will come here and you will click over. This one is automatically on there. So Spark, we say weapon 1. It will typically look like this, so we can use either. You want to make sure that Spark is on your first weapon. You want to make sure Orb of Storms is on your first weapon. Arc is on your first weapon. Mana Tempest is on your first weapon. Conductivity is on your second weapon. And Shield Charge should be only on your first weapon, because you will not have a shield on your second weapon. Blink will be only on your second weapon. Only with the staff can you blink. So as you throw this down, you can blink, and you'll see that like it's pretty flawless to switch right back to your weapon. So you should be able to blink, and then you can shield charge back. Okay. After that, we're going to talk about gear real quick. When you first are leveling, the most important unique that is out there to start getting when you're leveling would be this robe. This will make it so as you're building all your items, if you're building health, you will end up with extra energy shield, which will then be turned into mana, because we do get mind over, let's see, Eldritch Battery, which converts your energy shield to mana, as well as we get this one. Ooh, I did miss. On the red, this is the one other red point that we do have. From here to there, Arcane Intensity is a red as well. Just to make sure, that is the last one. But other than that, so far, this is where we are at. You do have Eldritch Battery, so as you're getting that energy shield, you're getting more mana, and then we use our mana for more damage, and then you get more damage from more mana, and it all goes in a vicious little circle on this thing, right? So after that, the next unique that I do recommend you pick up would be this belt. You're going to drop at some point. You are getting this, a Mind Eraser, where you're getting more mana if you're having mana problems. You will end up dropping that, and you will need this to regain your mana loss. You do want to put mana regen as all of them in your gear as much as you can. I actually would recommend, even on this, preferably to have mana regen, because I started having mana problems. You do the next thing, obviously, when you're first starting and when you're leveling, please, please, please make sure that you get shoes with increased movement speed. The more movement speed, the better. It makes it so you can dodge things. As you saw in the beginning of this video, that wolf clip was because I did not have movement speed on my boots. Please, please, please put movement speed on your shoes. If you cannot get movement speed on your shoes, you're walking in flip-flops, basically. You're walking in the sand. The next up would be this amulet I will show on screen would be the next unique that I would recommend getting, as well as this shield. Now, once you get this amulet, you can drop your ghost robes, your Ghostwrithe Tattered Robe, as long as you also can get a robe that has around 700 energy shield. Now, when you're picking up Eldritch Battery, you don't want to pick up Eldritch Battery until you have about 7,000 energy shield from between this and your health going into it. Once you have about 7,000, you can go ahead and pick up Eldritch Battery, which will inherently give you mana as well as damage. And I believe that's pretty much it for this video. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, any comments, please like, subscribe, comment, follow, whatever it is below. We love you, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace, lates. Have a good night.